How has this past month affected your relationship? Ooh, mates, we broke up. I don't know. I wouldn't try to force something that's not there for me. Hey guys, it's Naka and Dominic.
What's going on?
So, you guys...
You know what time it is?
You guys read the title, so
Go!
let's get into this. The first question is, will you raise your children in a religious environment? No.
I think it depends what you mean by like religious environment. Like, I think yes and no. I think like yes, we're gonna raise them knowing faith and like having the same faith as us, but we're not gonna push it onto them or like force it onto them. I'm a believer that religion can help a lot when someone's growing up. Like me personally, like it's like you almost have like, you know, like the little angel and devil, and like if you have the fear of God into your eyes, I think there's a lot of things that as a kid I didn't do because I was Christian. So I feel like it's good to raise kids in a religious environment. They have discipline. It helps with discipline. It helps with raise them. It helps them, I think, being a good, better, I don't know. I don't want to say better kid.
I mean, some
but
Christian
like, yeah,
kids are
exactly.
crazy.
Like some, they almost have like some of the worst kids sometimes are, you know, raised in a religious background. But I think it's when it's put strongly upon them. But I was also like, I was raised in a house and I was very independent. I was very flexible. At the age of 16, my parents basically let me do almost whatever I want.
Same.
If I made a mistake, I learned from it, and then we talk about it and this and that. But like, I was very independent, and I was taught to be independent.
You weren't sheltered. Like,
I wasn't
we weren't
sheltered, yeah. And like
so...
my parents taught me how to be independent by like cooking, by like cleaning, by doing my laundry, all this stuff. I would never really ask for rides. I would take the bus, or like I would drive. I had my license, so like stuff like that, right? So I kind of want to do a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I also want to have our kids be able to like approach us with anything that they're going in their life without any judgment. Like we both want to have a very open relationship with our kids where we can like not just be obviously like be friends, but like discipline and parent them. But I mean like feel like they can come to us for advice and help with anything, right?
You know, I always see these people, they're like, oh, parents nowadays, you're trying to be friends with their kids and not disciplined mates. I'm trying to be friends with my kids. So I'm always
it's
like,
a fine line to cross.
That's me. Because growing up, like, my mom was very strict when I was younger. And I always wanted, like, I would watch TV shows and, like, the mom and daughters were so close. And I was like, I always wanted, like, a friend. Like, me and my mom are, like, best friends now. But growing up, she was, like, very strict up until I was 12 years old. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to try to, I'm going to be my friends with my kids. I don't care what people think. Like, I really don't.
I think the only thing that would matter or that is important if you have a friendship relationship with your parents, your mom or your dad, whatever, is that your kids still have to respect the authority of a parent. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when they have a friendship relationship, like if you say something, you try and discipline them. It's like a joke, or like, you know, like how your friend tells you something, you kind of brush it off, you don't take it seriously. But like, as long as there's still the authority, you know, and the disciplinary measures that like they respect and they listen, then
you know, my dad always said, he's always like, I'm excited to see how you're gonna be with your kids because they're gonna be very spoiled. So I know I won't be, the discipline's gonna be hard for me because I'm the type of person, when they ask for something, like Emmanuel, like I give him everything he wants.
You give in very
so easy, I don't know, I'm gonna but I definitely know I won't be like religious or anything, but the discipline part, I don't know, it's gonna be hard for me, but we gonna see.
I don't have a problem with this. I think I'm gonna be straight but flexible.
Dominic is a teddy bear. That's what you say until the kids come. We're not, none of that. We're doing none of that. Okay, next question. Would you consider IVF or adoption if you can't get pregnant naturally?
Dive right in,
What?
The question is like, they cut.
Yeah, so I actually don't even know what IVF is. So if you know what IVF is, put it down in the comment section below. But I do see it on TikTok all the time. Like, people, they kind of like bring down other women that had IVF treatment. I know that they're like, oh, you didn't conceive your baby naturally. Nah. You know, like, we've seen that a lot. They throw jabs out there. So me personally, if I can't have children naturally, then I would just rather adopt. Like, I know you put needles in your stuff. Like, I don't want to be in that position where it's just like it would be too stressful for me, and I'm someone that's extremely emotional, and people say IVF is extremely emotional, and if you can't handle it, like I wouldn't be able to handle it. Like I've seen videos and it was like it's too much, so I would rather adopt, because I have a lot of family members like in Congo that I can adopt. So that's what I would do. Like, and I told myself, like, if I can't give birth, like if I can't have children naturally, then it's just not meant to be. There's a reason why, right? I believe in everything happens for a reason, and if I try for like 5 years to have, you know, children and it's not happening, it is what it is. Like there's adoption. There's tons of babies out there that want a loving home, so that's the route like I would go. I wouldn't try to force something that's not there for me, like, you know. So what about you? How would you feel if like 5 years we're trying, can't have kids?
I think that it's obviously like a decision that we would talk and make if we get to that point. I feel it's hard to kind of know how we're gonna feel.
That's true.
Right now, if it does happen in the future. But yeah, I think first step would obviously like do research about it and the whole process, and you know, pros and cons, if there's risk and stuff like that. And then I think there's also other ways besides just IVF.
A surrogate.
Yeah, there's also like a lot of different types of ways that we could look into as well, and then, you know, kind of figure out the options. I would be open to it, to find another way to have a baby, because I would prefer kind of like not exhaust all the options before adoption, but kind of look into all the options and see if there's an option that is good for us, and if it works and, you know, like we're both okay with it, then do that. And then if it doesn't work, then consider adoption. But I would probably do adoption
at the end.
After, if you go through a route of IVF, whatever like that, I have nothing against it. I feel like it's still your child, you know what I mean? So I would still want to try and conceive our child, and then if we can't, and then have other discussions about
for me, like I would give up. I'm the type, Dominic, he's very like strong emotionally, and that's why he's saying he would be down for it, but I would personally give up. Like I'm not strong like that. Yeah, like it would just break me too much, especially like sometimes it doesn't work, IVF, and like surrogacy doesn't, the baby doesn't go full term. Like
I wouldn't though, like one thing I would not do is to do it continuously.
Oh, okay.
I do know people who have gone through like the process, who couldn't get pregnant, and then now they have like, I think they got like 2 sets of twins and stuff.
Oh shoot.
And like, if I feel like if you would ask them, they don't regret it, you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people that go through it and it works, they definitely don't regret it. But I would kind of go through it with the open mindset that like, if it doesn't work, I'm not gonna force it. Exactly. Like I would probably try it once, you know, or like kind of see what the doctor says. But like first things first, I think like before even going through that role, I think like if we still have trouble like within a couple months, I think, or even like I personally like wouldn't even mind if we go get checked now at the doctors.
Which we are going.
Yeah, like we did do research and stuff like that.
And we talked to friends and we got recommended a really good doctor. So.
Yeah, so I would want to make sure that like that aspect's taken care of, and like that thought in our head, or my head or whatever, is like not there. And then, you know, whatever happens in 6 months, a year, just see if the doctor, like if the doctor says there's issues, and then we get the recommendations, and then if that doesn't work, and then we move on to the next. Like I feel like it's a step process.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like you get checked, everything's good, okay, you work, or like if there's something not good, then you know you can kind of discuss other options. But
you know what's funny? I've always loved Angelina Jolie because she adopted a bunch of babies, and I've always been drawn to that. So
I personally like never really thought too much into adoption.
Yeah. Oh,
really?
I
I didn't get to that point because.
No, I just. Well, maybe because like I have a lot of family that's not here, right? So adoption has always been on my mind.
I have family members who adopted.
Yeah. Actually, is it your aunt?
Cousin.
Your cousin, yeah. So I don't know. I would be down for it. IVF or adoption. Okay, why are you touching me, Daddy? Next question. Would you consider moving back to Canada and being closer to family since you want to start a family? Absolutely not. Me personally, like it doesn't matter where we are in the world. I just love having the beach close to me and the warm weather 24/7. If there was a place in Canada that was warm 24/7 with a beach, I would live there, you know. It's not because like we live in Mexico. Like, it's literally not. We chose Mexico because it was close to family and it's just one flight away. That's the reason why, or else we'd be in Thailand right now. So I personally feel like we're closer to family, and
it's like a good compromise.
Yeah. And we're watching My 600-Pound Life, and the people were like crying because they're moving away from family, and I was like, it takes a lot of like guts to do what we did, to just pack your bags and up and go to another country. Can you imagine people having mental breakdowns to move from different states and provinces? But yeah, we literally packed our bags. We were gonna go to Thailand, but Thailand was very, very far. So we chose Mexico because like the plane ride, it used to be an hour.
Well, no, it was
2
like,
hours.
No, it was like 4 hours.
Oh yeah, 4 hours. Sorry.
4 to 5 hour direct flight, but now the flights are all screwed up.
Yeah.
And
so
ever since they had closed some airports in Canada and stuff, so it's a little bit more complicated. But
it's still better than
than Thailand.
Hours.
And stuff like that. So for me, basically the same as Naka. There wasn't like, I'm a little bit different though in the sense that I wanted to get out. So I feel like if there was still this type of tropics climate and everything in Canada, personally, from like personal things that, you know, I would have still kind of wanted to leave. Ever since growing up my entire life, I just felt like it wasn't the place for me. And like, like my entire life, it wasn't really the place for me. It was like one big thing was obviously like the weather, but there was a lot of other things that tacked on as I grew up that I always knew I wanted to go to another country, whether it was, you know, Latin America, the States, South Asia, Caribbean, just somewhere else.
Canada's very limited, you know. Whenever
I would leave, I would always be happy, extremely happy. And you know, when like you go back home, a lot of people are like happy and like it's like, oh, you miss home. Me, it's like the opposite. Like that was when I was doing vacations with my family and stuff. That was one thing that like clicked with me, is that like I felt more at home out of home. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. So obviously, like the being close to family. I love
going back to like my parents' house.
It's like you say, being the close to the family and stuff like that. Yeah, I love visiting. You know what I mean? Like,
oh
like
my God.
A quick visit.
Last time we were there, like to visit, Dominic was complaining 24/7. Oh my God!
I was trying to make the best of the situation.
You weren't though.
But it just like, I don't know, just so negativity and toxicity.
Too much allergies though. Dominic was getting like stuffed up. Like he was like, I'm over it, and I was just there
cloudy. Yeah, but yeah, like me, I was always ready to dipset. You know, I was ready to go.
All right, next question. How has this past month affected your relationship? Ooh, mates, we broke up. Like,
yeah, the video. I think it made us stronger. I think like, okay, what you answer?
Well, I just no, like it made it really like stronger. It was definitely a shock when I wasn't pregnant. That was like a huge shock to me. And
to us.
Well, to us, because me and Dominic we're very cocky, because I don't
know. We're not cocky, we're confident.
Yes, we're very confident. So I was like, well, I'm gonna get pregnant, I'm gonna have my April babies, and then it didn't happen, and I was like, oh my God. And it was just like a wake-up call. Like,
it didn't happen.
And then it didn't happen again the next month. And then I was like, oh my, like, what is going on? So I just learned that things don't go according to your plan, and to just relax. Like, I'm someone where I plan how my life should go, and my life has always went the way I have planned, right? I've never really had a situation that didn't go according to how I planned, except for this one. So it was just like a huge shock. But, you know, it is what it is. We're coping, and yeah, it made us stronger. What doesn't kill you make you stronger.
I feel like we've been through so much in our relationship, and like we've been through like hard stuff, you know, like a lot of like stuff that has happened, that every time that like we get like knocked down, like we always get up stronger, and we always come together. Like there's no, I don't foresee anything that could happen that would
never say
be
never.
Hard. No, like I just know. It's like you just said we're confident, but I just don't see anything that can happen that would make us grow apart.
God willing.
I feel like the things that happen, we come together stronger, and like that's why, like we're, you know, perfect match. You know, we always you know, like
God willing.
like when Naka's down, like I bring her up. Like if I'm down, she brings me up, and like we're stronger together. You know what I mean? So like,
that's facts.
It did make us stronger, and we always communicate, and
we're humble now.
We never go to bed angry. We always talk before, so.
Yeah, it definitely did make us stronger, and I'm happy we went through that. I really did.
And we're gonna go through more things too in the future, right? So like, as hard as some things were in the past, like I'm sure there's gonna be harder things in the future, but I'm not worried about it.
We're not. But anyways, guys,
hope you liked the video.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video.
Smash that button, comment, subscribe. Talk to you soon.
Bye.